Walking on the East Coast bypass road, it seems as if they've made some progress. They've covered the surface of the road now with asphalt and they've rolled it. It's actually quite smooth, definitely different from the concussion road. And I'm telling you, this is actually a contrast, a sharp contrast from what was built on the East Bank Bypass Road or Heroes Highway. Heroes Highway does not have this asphalt. And in fact, that is why it is not smooth. It is in fact very bumpy. It's concrete that is hardened without being smoothed. And there was no attempt afterwards to, cover it with a layer of smooth concrete, which is what you would have to do, for example, if you're building the floor in your house, right? Let's say you were building the floor in your garage with concrete. You would have to put a layer of smooth concrete, find a way to smooth it, or maybe just use some, what is it, epoxy is what they use now, acrylic paint to produce the smoothness. But that has not been done on the Heroes Highway. Therefore, what you have is the concussion road. We're now a little distance away. You can take a look at the AC Marriott Hotel. That's the AC Marriott Hotel now from south, looking at the south end of the hotel. As you can see, its profile is thinner, narrower on the south end and wide against the east facing and the west facing end of the building. This is going to be the place to stay if you are traveling out of Ogle Airport and you need to spend a night in the area before you travel on. And this is probably going to be a very busy hotel because of all the traffic coming through Ogle. A lot of people coming in from Lethem because Lethem Road is not yet complete, but people trying to get to other parts of the country like Ituni and Baimadai and Lethem, they all have to fly into Ogle to get to the capital city because the roads are not yet completed to those parts. Even to Bartik, I think people fly. So a lot of people will find the possibility of staying at a hotel here at Ogle to be very, very useful. Now this is looking back at the East Coast Bypass Road from where we've come. As you can see, this section of the road has been completed. The surface that has been completed. They've actually even put up the street lights, the light poles. Light poles have been put up, and they've actually started working on the median. So this area between the two sets of lanes, the southbound and the northbound lanes, is separated by a median and a canal, which is fairly wide. This is the widest I think I've seen. This is actually beginning to look more like an international highway. This is what you would find, for example, on the interstate system in the US or even Germany and parts of Asia, Europe, and so on, because I think I found similar roads like this in Malaysia and even parts of Singapore, although Singapore is quite small to have interstate. So this is beginning to look like it meets international standards. And that's the point we're making in these videos, that most of what is being built does not meet international standards. Thankfully, this road is being built by reputable international companies. Indian company that has built this road is probably utilizing skills from other international projects, and this road meets international standards. The problem, of course, is that it doesn't seem to be communicated. I can't seem to communicate the concept of international standards to my Guyanese audience, especially Guyanese at home, because people are still impressed with what is, in fact, very, very poor and mediocre quality of construction. And the reason is because most people don't know what good quality or what good standards are, and they don't know why you need good standards. Now, let me point out what is good about this road. What is good is that it is very difficult for you to have head-on collisions on a road designed like this, because the separation between northbound and southbound traffic is so wide that even if somebody's speeding and ran off the road, it's very unlikely that it will end up in the lanes going in the wrong direction and cause a head-on collision. So what is safe about this road is that you are very unlikely to have a head-on collision on this road unless somebody is driving the wrong way, unless, and this happens from time to time, especially with drunk drivers, unless somebody gets onto the road driving in the wrong direction, then it's almost impossible to have a head-on collision. That is safety. And part of that safety comes from designing the road in such a way that you separate the eastbound and westbound lanes, northbound and southbound lanes, so that it is very unlikely that traffic can cross from one side of the road to the other side of the road. So that is what is safe about this road. And unfortunately, that has not been designed into the East Bank Bypass Road or the East Bank Public Road or any of those roads. Now, what you find in international and other countries where international standards are recognized is when you build roads that are dual carriageway, that is, mean you have traffic going in two directions, then you have to separate that traffic with what are called Jersey barriers. So you have on the East Bank Public Road Jersey barriers up, I think, to Peters Hall or somewhere before there, and then they stop. The problem with that is that beyond Peters Hall or beyond the bridge, you start getting head-on collisions, as for example what happened earlier this year, I think, when a speeding car collided with a truck. But here now, this is the maternity hospital here at Ogle. It seems as if it's very close to completion. Right, a lot of the exterior of the building seems to have been completed here at Ogle. The exterior of the building seems to be completed. This is going to be the hospital for pregnant women, and particularly, I guess, high-risk pregnancies, maternity care, and things like, I guess, premature births and so on. Intensive care units. That would be the specialty of this hospital. And it's a very, very good idea. As you know, I am, in fact, a medical scientist in that field. So I'm in a position to give you an assessment of medical facilities here. On the other side, this is the Ogle headquarters of ExxonMobil. So ExxonMobil has built their headquarters here at Ogle. The building seems to be close to completion, although way in the distance we can't really see up close. This is what it looks like on the 29th day of March 2025. That is the headquarters of ExxonMobil here at Ogle. Now all of this land in front of it, in front of the headquarters, could also be reserved for, I guess, development, housing development, or parking lots, or seems to me that they might be building another access road. So they're going to have their own access road to get into Ogle, to get into their headquarters. So that is ExxonMobil's headquarters here at Ogle. and they seem to have also made some significant progress. The land east of here, all that land is now in the possession of one Ed Ahmad. So that is the land that is currently being disputed. The government of Guyana says it was acquired, that is, Ed Ahmad has acquired that land fairly. Ed Ahmad, of course, is a convicted felon in real estate fraud and wire fraud in the United States. And he has somehow managed to use, it seems, allegedly, use his proceeds from fraud in the United States to conduct money laundering in Guyana. Otherwise, there's no explanation for the land he's acquired, allegedly. But this is what we're dealing with. The problem is, if you want to deal with real estate, if you want to be able to build in Guyana, you're going to have to find a way to handle these kinds of problems. Problems with acquiring land in an environment where fraud and money laundering is a part of the system. But that's it, guys. That's what's up in this neck of the woods. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening in the fastest growing country in the world, Guyana. Later!